Hello everyone, this is Alpha1 here, and well, this is future Alpha after, completing all of the endings to Cave Story. And what I'm about to do here is I'm about to voice over me doing 100% completion of Cave Story, alright? So, yeah, this is going to be me doing the best, the worst, and the secret ending. You've already seen the normal ending, I'm assuming, so yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so first off, we're going to start with some lore about Arthur, so here we go. So, right in King's house, after telling Jack about Toriko's kidnapping, King and Jack let off a little bit of important lore about Arthur, and I thought it was important to include it in this little video, so I kind of kept this scene in. So yeah, there's some dialogue that I missed. Anyway, next up we're going to go to, after we save Kazuma from his little grass town prison, and instead of like triggering the cutscene by talking to Sue, we're going to go outside and talk to everyone else in the village. That includes Jack and that chubby little rabbit character right there. So yeah, the chubby guy says nothing important. However, Jack says something very important for reaching the best ending. He gives off some important lore about some backstory about Arthur, but talks about how Arthur fought off some very important enemy that we'll see later on. So yeah. I'm cutting this video into 2 parts, by the way, so we're going to see this enemy in part 2, I hope. Anyway, yeah, let's see what he's talking about. Alright, so this next scene is on a 3rd playthrough that I did for the secret ending. I didn't know about this until I looked it up on the wiki, but in Chaco's house, when the first time you ever walk into Chaco's house, in order to get the special item, you must observe the fireplace first, and then the bed. Not sure if if a save counts, but I didn't want to risk it, so yeah. See, just observe the fireplace and then interact with the bed to get this item. This item, you may know as, is Chaco's lipstick. And I don't know why I wanted this item, I just, 100% completion. I'm a completionist, so get your minds out of the gutters, people, okay? So yeah, I got another obtainable item in the game. Doesn't really do anything, it's just, it's just there. Alright, so the next scene is going to be me right when I find Curly, and I refuse trading my Polar Star for the machine gun, because the Polar Star can be traded for some better guns in the game. So that's why I kept it, so I can show off the other guns. So yeah, that's me refusing Curly's machine gun. The next scene is after I retrieve the last puppy and go to Jenka's house. I'm about to leave Jenka instead of interacting with her right here, because that's going to be very important later. She comes back later, so don't worry, I'm not like missing out on anything. I actually purposely left with the puppy right here. That'll be important later, so keep note. Ooh, oh yeah, that's a huge jump in music. Alright, so this is one of the first things you can trade your Polar Star into. So this trades out your Polar Star and your Fireball together for a special gun. So you must have the Polar Star and the Fireball for this thing. So you can trade it in for a special gun called the Snake. And what this gun does is it shoots through walls. And I think when it's upgraded, it shoots further. So, if you want to shoot through walls in the game, oh, there you go. Like, look, there's me shooting through the wall right there. Just testing it out. So yeah, but I loaded the save file because I didn't want this gun. I wanted the other gun, because that you can trade your Polar Star into, which is the best gun in the game, and I'll show that off very soon. This is after Booster fell down there in that pit below, and, you know, I'm just going to skip him. That'll be important as well. Ooh, this is what everyone's been waiting for. I was so mad when I found this out. So, apparently, you can save Curly just by skipping Booster, just like I did in the last scene. So, if you skip Booster and, you know, fight this boss without, you know, the special jetpack, which, by the way, this boss took a... This boss was frustrating as heck to kill without the jetpack. So, no, I killed this boss without the jetpack or the machine gun. Now keep that in your mind. I have no means of propulsion, and I'm in water. I drowned so many times here. And this is me thinking I was going to have to fight the boss again, and I raged right here. But, you know, my mic was turned off, so you can't really hear that. Sorry, guys. But, yeah, as you can see right here, as I black out, some special lore right here is talking about Jenka and his and her apparent brother that we've never heard about before, called Balos. And we'll meet Balos later, unfortunately. Anyway, so, yeah. So after skipping Booster, you find a special item that I picked up over there called the tow rope. And what you can do right here is you can carry Curly on your back. And that's what I wanted to do in the normal ending playthrough, but I didn't know about this item. So, yeah. Silly me. Didn't realize I could save Curly this entire time. Then again, I probably wouldn't have known if I could, you know, save Booster. Or, you know, I didn't know that I had to skip Booster or anything. So, yeah. By the way, yes, skipping Booster is actually considered, in that one scene, is actually considered saving him. Weird, I know, right? Well, so that means we're going to see Booster later, so, you know, we'll see that in a moment. So this is just so, you know, you just go through this little area carrying Curly on your back. So let's just skip ahead to, well, I got a little stuck right here and got a little frustrated. Yeah. I was like, this is bull. After I finally escape, I continue with what I was doing. So apparently, if you want to save Curly, you gotta do exactly what I'm doing right here. Alright, well, would you look at that? So, as you can tell, Curly's a little unconscious. So, I was like, what do I do here? Well, according to the wiki, you have to, I think you have to observe the computer first. And then you gotta go to those bookshelves over there and read a book. Yay, reading. So, you know, we do that and we learn how to deal with flooded robots. And thus is how we rescue Curly here. Yep. Whew. Now get your minds out of the gutters, people. I know what you're thinking. Anyway, so you get some dialogue with Curly here. Nothing too important, just, you know, explain what Curly did. So that's a thing. Alright, so this next part is me, saving for a bit, and then, well, I take Curly with me for the rest of this little adventure, and we're about to go fight the fish boss. Now, apparently, if you flawless this boss, you get a special item. Alright, so I had to flawless it with Curly. Unfortunately, I took damage right there, so I had to kill myself, so we'll skip that for a bit. Here we go. Here's me trying to kill myself. But unfortunately, I missed the animation. But after I flawless it, you can tell that Curly's no longer with me. That's because I missed the animation for recording. Sorry. But what Curly did is, after flawlessing that boss, she kind of just drifts off unconscious, and we kind of lose her. So, you know, nothing too special. Sorry about that. I missed the animation. So after you're at Mimiga Village again, you walk into Arthur's house, and, well, here's what happens. Booster is alive! Oh my god, shocker! So, there's some dialogue with Booster here, you know, just talking about, you know, what happened before they left for the island. And he gives us the Booster 2.0, not 0.8, 2.0, and tells us to rescue Sue, alright? Now, personally, I prefer the 0.8 over the 2.0 jetpack because it's easier to use, and you'll see why in a moment. Also, don't mind my items, you know, I'm kind of putting these scenes a little out of order. But, you know, I'm not sure what order I'm putting them in. I'm just putting them in order of significance, you know, to the story. But yeah, if you leave Jenka, you have you can have the ability to get 2 life pots instead of 1. So I think if you come back, or she comes around later and gives you a life pot and says, "Come back to my house for another one." But you know, unfortunately, oh, well, here's me testing out the Jetpack 2.0, and as you can see, it shoots you in a straight line really fast. So it's really hard to use. But yeah, unfortunately, you can only carry 1 life pot at a time, so you can't have 2 life pots in your inventory during a boss fight, unfortunately. And that would have made things so much easier in the best ending, but I'm going to shut up about that and save that for part 2. So yeah, now you have to watch my part 2 to figure out what I'm talking about. But as you can see, I'm at the very beginning of the game now, with all these overpowered items. Yeah, so this is how you get the strongest weapon in the game, like the gun that does the most damage possible. And you must have the Polar Star. You must bring the Polar Star back to this area. It's an absolute must. So, yeah. Also, I found it very hard to hold energy in levels because, you know, I didn't really have the machine gun to help me through the labyrinth, so I didn't have, like, the arms barrier to half my energy collection. So it was very hard to get, you know, max energy for, like, the core boss fight and stuff like that, which is another thing that made it frustrating. So what I did was just farm. I just farmed by opening and closing doors and stuff like that, respawning enemies, and just farming every little triangle off of them. So yeah, honestly, if you were to have any success, I suggest farming like that. But yeah, you see the old man, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing with my gun?" Because, you know, he was sleeping when in the very beginning of the game. But now he's awake now. So you give him the Polar Star back, and he talks about, you know, some emotional, deep, and inspiring message. So inspiring. Anyway. uh, but yeah, apparently the Polar Star was unfinished. It's an unfinished gun. And, well, he'll finish the gun for you, and then it'll become the strongest weapon in the game, and he'll give it to you. So we're about to show that off here. Inspiring message. I'm going to drink a soda to this. Riveting. Riveting content. Anyway. And just like that, you now have the Spur. And the Spur is the strongest weapon you can possibly get in Cave Story. And the best part is, it doesn't require energy. It's a charging weapon, and when it's max charge, it does the maximum amount of damage in the game. I didn't really like this weapon, however, it did have some bright moments, and it was a little bit useful, I guess. You know, since it didn't require energy to level up, I mean, that was kind of one of the bright moments. But yeah, but as you leave, you know, a swarm of mobs are trying to stop you from leaving with this gun, and they're a bit stronger, I guess, for lack of a better word. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to get through this horde of bats and critters here. But yeah, this is happening now. Ugh. So, for this little part in my little finale to Cave Story, I think I'm going to end this video by showing off the bad ending, and then we'll just continue off from there, showing off even more items that you can possibly get in the game, as well as showing off the best ending and possibly the secret ending as well. And of course, at the very end of the series, my soulful testimony for the game, but you'll have to wait for that. So, after acquiring, like, the spur and everything, I leave the cave, and I was like, alright, now I need to get the arms barrier. So I need to go back to Labyrinth for that, because with this new jetpack, I can probably acquire it now. And I successfully acquired it. But on my way there, I got something very interesting from the Labyrinth that I didn't actually get from the wiki. Like, I found this by accident. If you go to the shop owner with the strongest weapon in the game, he'll give you a pretty decently useful item called the Whimsical Stars. They don't do a whole lot of damage, but, you know, it's just... It's useful in its own way. It's just when you charge the spur to max charge and fire it, it launches some stars around you that will circle around you, doing damage to anything near me. So that's the Whimsical Stars. I'm going to show those off here. And there we are. Ooh, this next scene is me going back to the sand zone into Curly's house, because there's another special item. And again, don't mind my items. I'll show you how to get the rest of those items in part 2. Because I'm going to show off my inventory very soon. But apparently, there's a secret area in this little room right here. And in this little area, there's an item hiding around here. Now get your minds out of the gutters, people, okay? I don't know why that's an item in the game, but it just is. I heard in Cave Story Plus, if you find that item, you unlock Curly as a playable character. But, you know, I'm playing the original version, so, you know. This would be the worst ending you could possibly get in the game. And I'm gonna shut up here because, you know, this is where I actually deliver some content. So, yeah, let's let past me talk. Alrighty then, so this is supposed to be the bad ending. Get on. Okay. Hold on tight. Alright. This is, so far going smooth. And so was your escape from the island successful. Before long, the Doctor began his attack on the Earth, using the floating island as a base. I am the most terrible narrator ever. Were the countries of the Earth able to withstand the Doctor's assault? Oh no, I'm a very terrible narrator. Either way, it made no difference to you. Together, deep in the heart of the mountains, far from the Doctor's reach, you and Kazuma quietly lived out the rest of your days. The end. Ooh, this music's pretty good. Okay, that's it. Well, I'm pressing everything, so I guess that's literally it. The only thing I liked about this ending is the music, but honestly, that is a pretty half-acceptable bad ending. Like, I was expecting the fire and brimstone to be raining from the island, but no, it's fine. Alright then, well, God, why do I like every bad ending I play? What is wrong with me? Alright, I guess I should now check out the bad ending. Wait, no, I already did that. Stupid Alpha. I guess I should probably check out the best ending now. Good thing I saved.